The alert popped up on my phone right at 3:47 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon, while I was parked in the hospital lot following yet another exhausting 12-hour shift as a nurse in pediatrics. My mom's text in our family group chat came across as shockingly nonchalant, nearly upbeat in its harshness. This holiday season, we're welcoming your sister Lauren's fiancé, David, along with his relatives from Connecticut. There won't be space for you and Emma at the meal. My 7-year-old daughter, Emma, who is smart and on the autism spectrum, had evidently been deemed unnecessary to make a good impression on outsiders from the affluent areas of Fairfield County. Next came Lauren's additional text that got my temper flaring. But we'd still like you to prepare the meal as usual. Dad jumped in with his typical self-centered attitude. And don't guilt trip us over it. I still expect my pricey holiday present. I gazed at those lines, parked in my vehicle as other families passed by, linking arms and chuckling happily, and understood that after 32 years, I was at last finished serving as the family's free labor. This wasn't surprising information. It was simply a regular Tuesday in the Parker household of suburban Cleveland, Ohio. For more than 10 years, I'd been the go-to person for cooking, purchasing gifts, organizing events, and providing emotional support to all. Yet I never fully qualified as true family. When Lauren finished at Case Western Law School, who arranged her party for 50 guests? Me. When Dad had his gallbladder operation last spring, who used unpaid leave to transport him to Cleveland clinic visits? Me. When Mom aimed to wow her book club with fresh appetizers each month, who provided that service without charge? You can guess who. But despite everything I did, I never ranked high enough to join the table when it counted. I looked at Emma's booster seat through my rearview mirror, still adorned with her beloved rainbow unicorn decals. She'd been eagerly anticipating Christmas since Halloween, crafting detailed plans for sugar cookies we'd make as a team, and wondering if we could add more lights to our home this time. How could I possibly tell my clever young child that her grandmother viewed her as unfit for the family gathering? What my relatives never grasped about Emma is that she encounters the world with a depth and sharpness that most grown-ups have lost touch with. She can list every dinosaur type from the Mesozoic period, tackle math puzzles that amaze her second-grade instructors, and pick up on emotional cues in people that others miss. She simply handles sensory information in her own way, relies on structure for comfort, and can feel overloaded in messy settings. To my family, this boiled down to a single term: embarrassment. Since Emma's autism diagnosis 3 years back, family events turn into efforts to handle others' unease with neurodiversity. They'd murmur about her self-soothing actions and hint that she might require stricter interventions, which really meant keep her distant when key visitors are present. They'd overlook sharing time updates for Easter meals, accidentally omit us from invites to the yearly Lake Erie cabin getaway, and always set up arrangements that somehow failed to include spots for Emma and me. My phone vibrated once more. Lauren's newest request. Oh, and could you grab Dad's new set of golf clubs from Dick's Sporting Goods? Thanks. Sure, naturally. Let me shell out another $1,000 on a guy who couldn't trouble himself to reserve a spot for his granddaughter at the holiday meal. I remained in that hospital lot, observing other families enjoy their everyday routines, and did something unprecedented in my grown-up years. I powered off my phone without replying to any of it. That's the moment I grasped a truth that would alter it all. I no longer needed to tolerate this kind of handling. The ER was oddly calm that night, leaving me with excess time to reflect as I assisted Dr. Martinez in caring for a young boy who tumbled from his bicycle. Children are straightforward in a manner adults have forgotten. This kid eyed his scraped knee and voiced precisely what he sensed. This stings. Plain honest, no family drama involved. On my break, I eventually switched my phone back on to discover 17 missed calls and 43 texts. The family chat resembled a storm's aftermath. Mom, Bianca, pick up right now. Dad, this is absurd conduct, young lady. Lauren, are you actually ghosting us? Then I spotted something that shot my blood pressure up. A text from my Aunt Carol, who'd evidently been looped into the chat. I learned about the holiday meal. Excited to meet Lauren's fiancé. What time do we show up? They'd brought in relatives from Akron. There was ample space at that table. They simply didn't desire Emma and me present. I browsed through years of comparable behaviors, each recollection landing like a solid hit. The family trip to Myrtle Beach that excluded Emma and me because it could overwhelm her. The Thanksgiving feast where I prepared for 14, but mysteriously only 13 places were set. Every instance, I justified their actions, persuading myself it was mere oversight instead of intentional rejection. But there at 2 a.m., still dressed in scrubs, I at last voiced the reality I dodged to my coworker Sarah. My family feels shame toward my daughter due to her autism. The statement lingered like an admission that shifted it all. The following morning, Emma skipped into our kitchen, dressed in her top-choice Christmas PJs featuring prancing reindeer. She'd been mapping out our festive customs since October, creating thorough inventories of treats we'd prepare and ornaments we'd display. Her enthusiasm was contagious and untainted, free from any grown-up entanglements. "Mama, can we whip up those reindeer brownies with pretzel horns this weekend?" she inquired, neatly aligning her breakfast elements in the exact order that made her feel settled. Observing her position toast, orange juice, and vitamins with exacting accuracy, I pondered how anyone could view this lovely, gifted kid and perceive an issue to control rather than a treasure to cherish. That's when a spark of idea hit me suddenly. I fired up my laptop and began exploring Christmas options in New York City. The Plaza Hotel offered a unique holiday deal that matched precisely what I'd budgeted for family presents. Skating on ice in Central Park, the tree at Rockefeller Center, afternoon Broadway performances ideal for a 7-year-old who adores tunes and tales. Emma peeked over my shoulder with inquisitive gaze. "What's that, Mama?" "I'm checking out a unique holiday escapade. Just the two of us." Her expression brightened like Times Square. "Like a true escapade with upscale hotels and in-room dining?" "Precisely like that, darling." For the first time in ages, I sensed authentic thrill rising within me. Not the stress vibe of attempting to satisfy demanding folks, but genuine eagerness for something enchanting. The family outreach ramped up in the days that followed. Each recorded message grew more insistent than the prior. Dad delivered a notably endearing one. "Bianca Marie Parker, return my call immediately. This immature attitude must end. We have a meal to organize, correct?" We, as though I was involved in the decisions rather than merely the free kitchen help. When Mom finally reached me on my lunch break, her tone was strained with scarcely contained alarm. "Bianca, at last. Do you realize how concerned we've been? Concerned about what precisely? About you? You haven't answered anything. Lauren has to wrap up the menu. And your dad is worried about his golf clubs." I took a purposeful nibble of my turkey sandwich, munching deliberately. It's remarkable how dialogues shift when you're not frantically working to resolve others' issues. "Mom, where exactly do Emma and I fit into this wonderful meal you're setting up?" Quiet. Then, "Well, you get the circumstances. David's relatives are rather conventional from established Connecticut wealth. And given Emma's difficulties, it could be preferable for all if you managed the cooking tasks while we took care of the proper seating." Cooking tasks, like employed staff unworthy of joining the family she'd supported for years. "So, we prepare, but we don't join the meal." "Don't exaggerate, Bianca. You know we care for you both. It's simply tricky this year. In fact, it's pretty straightforward. You're ashamed of my daughter. It's not about shame. It's about what's optimal for all except Emma and me." I ended the call without farewell, something that would have appalled me only a week prior. Now it seemed the sole rational reply to utter madness. December 23rd arrived clear and vibrant in Cleveland, the sort of winter dawn that renders everything resemble a Norman Rockwell scene. Emma rose before her wake-up time, perched cross-legged on her bed with her purple luggage open, meticulously verifying her packing checklist one last time with the precision of a NASA specialist. "Mama, did you pack your elegant outfit for the hotel eatery?" "I did. Did you pack your special skating gloves?" "Check. And my camera for photos and my holiday diary and my cozy blanket for the train." We were riding Amtrak to New York, an idea Emma had been ecstatic about since I shared it. She enjoyed the steady sway of rail journeys, the consistent motion that mimicked gentle cradling while viewing America pass by her window. My phone stayed blissfully silent that morning, though I anticipated that wouldn't last. By then, they'd realize a holiday meal for 12 wouldn't prepare itself. As we stowed our bags in my Honda, my neighbor Mrs. Patterson emerged at her mailbox with her customary warm interest. Heading somewhere nice for the festivities? New York City. Emma's debut visit. Emma nearly hopped on her feet. We're off to view the huge Christmas tree and skate on ice and enjoy upscale pancakes in our suite. How delightful. Nothing compares to the holidays in the city. The train departed from Cleveland's Lakeside Depot as my phone began ringing persistently. Mom's number appeared on the display. I glanced at Emma, fully engaged in logging our trip in her journal, sketching detailed images of all she hoped to encounter. Bianca, thank heavens. Where are you? I'm at Giant Eagle and can't locate the shopping list you typically create. I'm not creating a list this year, Mom. What? You always handle the shopping list. How should I know what supplies you require? I'm not handling the cooking this year. Remember? Lauren claimed she'd manage it. But Lauren lacks experience cooking for 12 people. Even amid her distress, she couldn't admit that Emma and I were left out of her tally. Then perhaps you should have considered that before concluding we weren't family enough to dine with. Bianca, where are you? You sound altered. I gazed out the train window at the Ohio landscape speeding by, then at Emma sketching happily next to me, and experienced something absent for years. Total serenity. I'm precisely where I should be, Mom. The Plaza Hotel entrance was all I'd imagined and beyond. Marble surfaces shone beneath crystal fixtures, likely worth more than my yearly pay. And Emma's gaze widened as she absorbed the festive adornments fit for a storybook. A grand Christmas tree commanded the main area, embellished with golden and silver baubles that reflected light like trapped stars. Mama, it's like entering a film. The front desk staff regarded Emma as esteemed royalty, presenting her a unique Plaza stuffed bear and detailing all the seasonal events with true zeal. Nobody eyed her judgmentally or muttered about her thrilled hand movements. Here, her delight was merely valued for its beauty. Our room on the 12th level featured views of Central Park, and Emma dashed between spaces, examining every opulent feature. The lounge had furnishings more refined than ours at home, and the bath included a marble basin ample for real bubble soaks. Can we truly request anything from this list? She questioned, analyzing the room service choices with analytical care. Whatever you wish, darling. 20 minutes on, we sat near the vast windows, dividing fresh chocolate chip treats and observing horse-pulled carts loop the park beneath. Emma had switched to her cherished unicorn sleepwear and was delivering ongoing narration like her personal adventure film. That's when my phone, which I'd hesitantly reactivated, flooded with alerts. 17 missed calls, 42 texts, and voicemails probably unfit for Emma's ears. But amid the family frenzy were notes that caught me off guard. My cousin Jake from California. Way to go, Bianca. High time somebody pushed back against them. My Aunt Martha from Pittsburgh. Sweetie, I caught wind of the holiday. I'm glad you're prioritizing you and Emma. Evidently, the news had circulated past our close circle, and not all were appalled by my defiance. Emma glanced up from her treat. Are they really mad at us? They're caught off guard. They're unaccustomed to hearing no. Will they manage to prepare the meal without us? I pictured Lauren in a kitchen clueless on thawing a 20-pound turkey. Mom desperately phoning eateries, already reserved full for the holiday. And Dad grasping his costly golf clubs wouldn't appear by magic under the tree. They'll adapt. At times, folks must tackle their own challenges. Christmas Eve delivered ideal conditions for skating. Emma gripped my hand firmly as we ventured onto the Woolman rink, encircled by snow-draped trees and families sharing laughs free of conflict or rejection. She tumbled precisely 3 times and rose chuckling every instance, soon befriending another young girl whose group was touring from Texas. Seeing Emma slide over the ice in sheer bliss, I understood this was the essence of youth. Open, liberated from the stress of striving for flawlessness before those who'd never be content. That night, as we enjoyed chocolate souffle in the Plaza's refined eatery, my phone buzzed one last time. Lauren's tone was tinier than ever, devoid of her usual legal command. Bianca, I have to share something. We attempted to make the meal ourselves today. How'd that turn out? A total mess. The turkey stayed uncooked within and charred without. Mom broke down entirely. Dad got pizza for 12, and David's folks appeared eager to vanish into the ground. For the initial time in our talk, Lauren confessed something that transformed it all. David's mom inquired why our usual caterer was absent. I had to reveal the facts that we lack a caterer, that our sister has managed everything for years, and we utterly overlooked it. The openness in her words was novel to me. David's dad deals with kids with special needs in his legal work. He clarified aspects of autism we never got. How bright autistic youngsters frequently are. How their unique approach to the world can be an asset. 3 months on, Emma and I were organizing our spring getaway to San Francisco. We'd begun a custom of embarking on unique outings together, solely us. My family had upheld their vows to improve with mixed results, but that was their path to follow. Emma and I had absorbed the vital insight of all. Our value wasn't defined by others' capacity to see it. We were sufficient as is, and we'd always remember that. After all, once you've experienced the holidays at the plaza, the rest is merely extra. If this tale struck a chord with you, drop your ideas in the comments about defending yourself and those close to you. Remember, you don't need to settle for scraps and label it a banquet. You merit a place at the gathering.